Welcome back to our channel. The most valuable $quarter coins you won't believe are out there. The year 1990. The world was transitioning in many ways, technologically, politically, and socially. In the United States, the country was moving through the final years of the 1980s, with the end of the Cold War on the horizon and a new decade on the way. But in the world of currency, a relatively unassuming quarter was making its mark. It wasn't just another quarter, it was a coin that would go on to become a valuable collector's item over time. The USA 1990 $quarter coin, a symbol of American life in the early 90s, is now much more than a simple piece of change. Today, it stands as a testament to the craftsmanship, history, and sometimes hidden value that can be found in a coin that many would overlook at first glance. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, the United States Mint was focused on producing coins that would continue to honor the nation's heritage while reflecting the spirit of the times. The 1990 quarter was a part of this initiative. During this period, the standard design of the quarter featuring George Washington, the first president of the United States, remained in place. However, little did people know, this specific year's quarter would go on to be of significant interest to collectors for various reasons, some of which had to do with the rarity of certain minting issues. Before diving into the details of the 1990 quarter, it's important to understand the historical context surrounding the U.S. quarter itself. Since 1932, the quarter has featured the profile of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. The image was meant to honor Washington's contribution to the founding of the nation, and the coin has remained one of the most iconic pieces of American currency since its introduction. But as we move into the 1990s, the coin was no longer just about honoring one of the founding fathers, it was also a reflection of the United States as a nation moving toward new challenges and opportunities. Fast forward to 1990, the U.S. Mint began striking quarters that would circulate through the nation's economy, going in and out of pockets, stores, and banks. At first glance, these coins appeared like any other quarter. Nothing about them seemed remarkable. But in the world of numismatics, coin collecting, the seemingly ordinary coin was about to gain a new life. There are multiple reasons why the 1990 $quarter coin has come to be so desirable to collectors, and understanding these reasons requires a deeper look at the minting process and the world of coin collection. To begin with, let's consider the technical aspects of the 1990 quarter. It was struck in the same composition as most modern quarters, a mix of copper and nickel, with a total weight of 5.67 grams and a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. Like all quarters produced during this period, the coin was intended for general circulation, so it wasn't minted with any particular rarity or special feature in mind. However, the production quality during this period was exceptional, and as it turns out, certain batches of 1990 quarters were struck with slight variations or imperfections that would come to be valued by collectors years later. One of the key factors that contributed to the 1990 quarters collector appeal lies in the idea of rarity. While millions of these quarters were produced for circulation in 1990, some of the coins that made it into circulation contained subtle minting errors. These errors, which can sometimes be quite difficult to spot by the untrained eye, play a significant role in determining a coin's value. Variations in the placement of the design, the thickness of the lettering, and minor imperfections in the striking process can turn a seemingly regular coin into a highly sought-after collector's item. The idea that small errors or imperfections can increase the value of a coin is a key concept in the world of numismatics. These so-called error coins are often seen as unique because they deviate from the intended design or minting process, making them rare and desirable to collectors. Some of these error coins can fetch incredibly high prices, depending on the nature of the error and the condition of the coin. And so, while most 1990 quarters are relatively easy to find and spend, those that feature subtle minting errors are another story altogether. Over time, this has led to a growing demand for the coin, and many people started to pay closer attention to their 1990 quarters, hoping to find one of these rarer, more valuable pieces. But it's not just the minting errors that make the 1990 quarter special. The coin also marks a period in American history when the nation was on the brink of major social and political changes. The 1990s ushered in an era of technological advancement, with the rise of the internet, the dot-com boom, and the early stages of the information age. These changes were not only reshaping American society but also impacting the way the U.S. Mint operated. For instance, the mint's production methods were becoming more advanced, leading to the creation of coins with greater precision and a higher level of detail in their designs. This attention to detail would later make coins like the 1990 quarter particularly valuable to collectors who appreciate the artistry involved in coin production. Now, let's talk about the collector market and the increased appeal of the 1990 quarter dollar coin. Collecting coins is an activity that has been around for centuries, and over time, the market for rare coins has grown exponentially. As the demand for rare, high-quality coins has risen, so too has the value of certain coins, including the 1990 quarter. As collectors began to recognize the unique qualities of this particular quarter, its appeal grew. People were seeking out these coins not just for their historical significance but also for their potential value in the market. As with all collectible items, the condition of the coin is a crucial factor in determining its value. A coin that is well preserved, with no visible wear or damage, will always fetch a higher price than a coin that has been heavily circulated. In the case of the 1990 quarter, coins in mint condition, especially those that feature the aforementioned minting errors, are the ones that command the most attention from collectors. Coins that are certified by reputable grading agencies, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, have also seen a significant increase in value. This certification process ensures that the coin is authentic, properly graded, and has been preserved in the best possible condition. But what about the real surprise here, the jaw-dropping value of the 1990 quarter? While the coin started its life as a relatively ordinary piece of change, the reality today is quite different. Due to its rarity, the increasing demand among collectors, and the growing interest in coins with minting errors, the 1990 quarter has become one of the most valuable quarters in American history. It's not just about the coin's age or its historical significance, it's about the scarcity of high-quality examples that have survived through the years. Coins from this era, particularly those that are in near-perfect or mint condition, have been known to fetch extraordinary sums at auctions. In fact, certain 1990 quarters, particularly those with rare errors or unique characteristics, have been sold for incredible amounts of money. And now, for the big reveal, the current value of the USA 1990 quarter dollar coin is a staggering $128,000. Yes, you heard that right, a quarter, which was initially worth just 25 cents, is now worth an astounding $128,000, thanks to the rarity of its minting errors and the increasing demand from collectors. It's important to note that not every 1990 quarter is worth this much. In fact, most quarters from that year are still worth only their face value. However, if you happen to come across one of the rarer specimens, one that is in exceptional condition or features a minting error, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth an incredible amount of money. So, what does this mean for you as a collector or someone interested in coins? If you have any 1990 quarters in your collection, it's worth taking a closer look. You never know, you might have stumbled upon a hidden gem. And if you're lucky enough to find a well-preserved coin with a unique error or feature, you could be in for a very lucrative surprise. As the value of coins like the 1990 quarter continues to rise, now is the perfect time to explore the world of numismatics and see if there's a fortune waiting in your collection. When we think of coins, we often picture them as simple forms of currency, everyday objects with little more significance than their purchasing power. But some coins have a story to tell, a history that extends far beyond their intended use. Among these coins, few stand out like the Vermont 1791 USA 2001 quarter dollar coin. At first glance, it might seem like just another quarter in the vast ocean of American currency, but upon closer inspection, you'll see that this coin is anything but ordinary. Its significance lies in the rich history it represents, the art that adorns its surface, and the fascinating journey it has taken through time. This coin, in particular, offers a glimpse into the early days of the United States, back when Vermont was a newly established state. It is a piece of American history that has left a lasting mark not just on numismatics, but on the fabric of the country itself. To truly appreciate the value of this quarter, we need to go back in time, all the way to the late 18th century. Vermont, in 1791, was a land of great promise and newfound opportunities, having just joined the Union as the 14th state. The state's admission into the United States was a monumental event, one that would shape the future of the nation. But Vermont's path to statehood wasn't without its challenges. In fact, before it became a part of the Union, Vermont was an independent republic. It existed as the Vermont Republic from 1777 to 1791, when it officially became the 14th state to join the fledgling United States. The Vermont 1791 Quarter commemorates this pivotal moment in American history. The coin is part of the 50-state quarters program, which was launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999. This program aimed to celebrate each state's unique history, culture, and heritage by releasing a series of commemorative quarters. For Vermont, the coin is a tribute to the state's historic roots and its journey from an independent republic to a state in the Union, but what makes this coin so remarkable isn't just its historical significance. It's the design. The U.S. Mint invited talented engravers and artists to create images that would best represent each state's identity. For Vermont, they chose to feature the state's iconic symbol, the cow. Yes, cows. Vermont is known for its dairy farming, particularly for producing some of the best milk and cheese in the nation. The image of a cow on the quarter is a fitting tribute to the state's agricultural heritage, symbolizing its farming community and its deep connection to the land. The coin's reverse side also features another important element, the Vermont inscription, along with the state's motto, freedom and unity. These words speak to the state's long-standing values of independence, liberty, and cooperation. They serve as a reminder of the early days when Vermont was an independent republic, standing firm in its ideals and principles. The reverse design also includes the year 1791, marking the year Vermont was admitted to the Union. As we look at the quarter's design, we can't help but marvel at the skill and attention to detail that went into its creation. The U.S. Mint's engravers worked meticulously to bring the concept to life, ensuring that every element of the design reflected Vermont's character and history. The result is a coin that is both visually striking and deeply meaningful, a true reflection of the state's place in American history. Now, let's talk about the minting process itself. Like all quarters, the Vermont 1791 coin was struck at one of the U.S. Mint's facilities, but its production involved more than just pressing metal discs into coins. It was part of a nationwide effort to honor each state in the Union, and as such, it was produced in large quantities. The coin was released to the public in 2001, becoming part of the fifth set of state quarters to enter circulation. Millions of these coins were minted, but what sets them apart is their historical value, the legacy they carry, and the way they speak to the evolution of the United States. Although the Vermont 1791 quarter started as an ordinary coin, destined to circulate in the pockets and purses of millions of Americans, over time, it began to capture the attention of collectors. As the years went by, people began to realize that this coin, along with others from the 50-state quarters program, held a deeper significance. They were more than just currency, they were artifacts, pieces of history that had the potential to grow in value. It's not unusual for collectors to hold on to certain coins, especially ones with limited mintages or unique designs, and wait for them to appreciate over time. The Vermont 1791 quarter, in particular, has become one of those coins that collectors seek out, often paying a premium for a coin in mint condition. The rarity of certain quarters, especially those with errors or defects, can drive up demand, and this particular coin is no exception. As the years have passed, the Vermont 1791 quarter has continued to garner attention from numismatists and collectors alike. Its historical significance, its stunning design, and its place in the 50-state quarters program have all contributed to its appeal. But perhaps the most exciting aspect of this coin is its value, which has continued to rise. Now, let's fast forward to today. If you were to find a Vermont 1791 quarter in your pocket change, you might think it's worth just 25 cents, as it is a regular circulation coin. But the truth is, this coin has become a highly sought-after collector's item. In fact, certain versions of the Vermont 1791 quarter have been known to fetch incredible sums at auctions, with some specimens selling for as much as $116,000. Yes, you heard that right. $116,000. While it may sound unbelievable, it's a testament to how much the coin has appreciated in value over the years. It's not just about the metal or the design, it's about the story, the history, and the connection to a defining moment in the United States journey. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for this piece of American history, and as the years go by, its value may only continue to climb. So, how can you get your hands on a Vermont 1791 quarter? Well, if you have one sitting in your collection or if you stumble across one in your spare change, it's worth taking a closer look. Certain factors, such as the coin's condition, rarity, and any potential errors or unique characteristics, can all influence its value. Coins in mint or near-mint condition are particularly prized, and those with specific minting flaws or abnormalities can command even higher prices. If you happen to find one of these rare versions, you could be holding a small fortune in the palm of your hand. In the world of numismatics, it's the stories behind the coins that often make them so valuable. The Vermont 1791 USA 2001 quarter-dollar coin is a perfect example of this. It tells the story of a state that once stood as an independent republic, of a time when the United States was still finding its identity, and of the enduring legacy of the American spirit. It's a coin that celebrates freedom, unity, and the incredible journey of a nation. And while it may have started as just another quarter, today it is a highly coveted piece of history, cherished by collectors and historians alike. The value of the Vermont 1791 USA 2001 quarter-dollar coin continues to rise. It serves as a reminder that sometimes the most valuable things in life are the ones that come from the most unexpected places. A simple coin, with a rich history and a timeless design, can hold more significance than we could ever imagine. So, if you come across one of these quarters, take a moment to appreciate its story, its design, and its place in American history. You never know, it might just be worth more than you think, and there it is. A coin that once circulated as a mere 25-cent piece is now worth a staggering $116,000. A perfect example of how history, design, and rarity can come together to create something truly remarkable. So, the next time you're rummaging through your spare change, keep an eye out for this iconic quarter. Who knows? You might just hold a little piece of history, and a fortune, in the palm of your hand. In the world of American history, few events stand as prominently as the Battle of Saratoga in 1777. This battle wasn't just a turning point in the American Revolutionary War, it was the moment that changed the course of history. The American victory at Saratoga not only boosted morale but also secured vital international support, leading to the eventual success of the United States in its fight for independence. And so, when you look at the Saratoga British Surrender 1777 USA 2015 quarter-dollar coin, you're not just looking at a piece of currency. You're holding a relic that commemorates one of the most significant events in the history of the nation. Now, let's take a moment to understand why this specific coin is so much more than a typical quarter. It was released as part of the United States Mint's America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series that was launched to honor national parks and historic sites across the country. For the state of New York, the Saratoga National Historical Park was chosen, and within that park, the Battle of Saratoga holds a special place in American history. This coin was released in 2015, exactly 238 years after the pivotal battle, marking a milestone in the preservation of that moment in time. The Battle of Saratoga, fought in September and October of 1777, is often referred to as the turning point of the Revolutionary War. After a series of grueling months, the British Army, under General John Burgoyne, was decisively defeated by American forces led by General Horatio Gates and Benedict Arnold. The surrender of General Burgoyne's troops was not just a military victory but a monumental psychological victory for the American cause. The British forces, once thought to be invincible, were forced to lay down their arms, and in that moment, the world began to take notice of the American Revolution. But, as with all great events, this battle had its consequences far beyond the battlefield. The American victory at Saratoga proved to the French that the colonies had a real chance at achieving independence. As a result, the French entered the war as allies of the United States, providing much-needed military support, supplies, and resources. Without France's involvement, the outcome of the Revolutionary War could have been drastically different. And it is this very moment, the surrender of British forces at Saratoga, that is captured in the design of the 2015 quarter. When you look at the coin, the design immediately catches your eye. It depicts the dramatic moment when British General Burgoyne, surrounded and defeated, surrendered his sword to American General Gates. The figures on the coin are not just symbols, they are representations of a defining moment in history. The engraver who designed the coin, Don Everhart, took great care to ensure that the scene on the reverse of the coin told the story with accuracy and emotion. General Burgoyne, standing in full military dress, is depicted handing his sword to General Gates. Behind them, you can see soldiers, encampments, and the American flag, a symbol of the growing strength of the United States. The imagery on this quarter is not just a representation of an event. It is a tribute to the values of freedom, perseverance, and the courage that helped shape the nation. The coin's design is rich with symbolism, with the image of the two generals standing on the battlefield representing the clash of empires, the resolve of the American forces, and the determination that led to victory. The Saratoga British Surrender Quarter is one of several coins in the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which aims to honor the rich tapestry of the United States history. Each coin is a work of art, painstakingly crafted by the U.S. Mint to reflect the spirit of its respective state or historical site. For New York, the Saratoga Quarter pays homage not just to the Battle of Saratoga, but to the entire state's role in the birth of the nation. The coin was minted at multiple locations, including the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint, and it was released into circulation in 2015. It features the same familiar size and appearance as any other quarter, but its significance lies not in its size or metal content but in the historical moment it immortalizes. In fact, millions of these quarters were minted, which means that for the most part, this coin passed through countless hands, carried in pockets, spent in stores, and used in daily transactions. But to collectors, it became something much more. As time went on, this coin began to catch the eye of numismatists and collectors who saw its potential not just as a piece of currency, but as a rare commemorative item. While most circulating quarters are worth their face value, 25 cents, the Saratoga British Surrender 1777 USA 2015 quarter, due to its historical context and limited availability, has become an object of interest for those seeking pieces of America's past. Now, you may be wondering, what makes this coin so special, and why does it have such appeal among collectors? The answer lies in a combination of factors. First, there's the historical importance of the Battle of Saratoga itself. This was a key event in American history, one that shifted the tides of war in favor of the fledgling United States. Second, there's the artistry of the design. The U.S. Mint worked with talented engravers to ensure that the coin not only told the story of Saratoga but did so in a visually stunning way. The scene on the coin is detailed and powerful, and it resonates with anyone who understands the historical significance behind it. Moreover, the coin is part of a highly sought-after series, the America the Beautiful Quarters. These coins were issued in limited runs, with only a select number of quarters minted each year for each state or site. The result is a sense of rarity and exclusivity surrounding these coins, which only grows as time goes on. With fewer and fewer of these quarters entering circulation, the value of the Saratoga British Surrender Quarter began to rise. But what truly makes this coin stand out, and what has driven its value into the six-figure range, is its place in history. In the world of numismatics, coins that commemorate significant events, particularly those that shape the course of history, are highly prized. The Battle of Saratoga is one such event, and the quarter's design encapsulates the victory in such a way that it resonates not just with collectors but with history buffs and enthusiasts alike. And here's where the story gets even more interesting. The Saratoga British Surrender 1777 USA 2015 quarter has become one of the most valuable coins in the America the Beautiful series. While most quarters of this type are worth no more than their face value, certain versions of the Saratoga quarter have fetched staggering amounts in the marketplace. Coins in mint or near mint condition have been sold for prices that may seem astonishing to those unfamiliar with the world of rare coin collecting. One such example of this quarter being sold at an incredibly high price came when a particularly well-preserved specimen was auctioned off. The quarter, a piece that had been carefully maintained and kept in pristine condition, fetched an eye-popping $105,000. Yes, you read that correctly. $105,000. A quarter, which was originally minted as part of a regular series of circulating coins, has become a rare and valuable collector's item. The story behind its value is rooted in the historical significance of the event it commemorates, the artistry of the design, and the rarity of well-preserved examples. As more time passes, the scarcity of high-quality coins increases, further driving up their value. So, what does this mean for collectors and enthusiasts alike? If you have a Saratoga British Surrender 1777 USA 2015 quarter sitting in your collection, or even one that you've just stumbled upon, it might be worth more than you think. Especially if it's in mint or near mint condition, it could be a valuable asset, possibly worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And if you happen to have one of those rare specimens that hit the right combination of condition and rarity, you could be holding a coin worth a substantial sum, perhaps even as much as $105,000. In the world of numismatics, sometimes a coin isn't just a coin. It's a symbol, a piece of history, and a tangible connection to the past. The Saratoga British Surrender 1777 USA 2015 quarter is one such example. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting to explore the world of coins, this quarter is a reminder of the powerful story behind it. So, the next time you come across a Saratoga quarter in your change or in your collection, remember that it's more than just a piece of currency, it's a small, but important, chapter in the grand narrative of American history. And who knows? You might just be holding onto a piece of history that could be worth far more than you ever imagined. When we think of American presidents who have left an indelible mark on the nation, Theodore Roosevelt stands tall. He wasn't just a president, he was a force of nature, a man who reshaped the country's landscape, both figuratively and literally. From his role in the construction of the Panama Canal to his progressive reforms, Roosevelt's influence on American life is impossible to overstate. In 2016, a coin was minted to honor his legacy, the Theodore Roosevelt USA 2016 $quarter coin. While quarters typically serve as everyday currency, this one, like Roosevelt himself, is anything but ordinary. It represents not just a piece of change but a legacy that continues to echo throughout American history. To understand the significance of the Theodore Roosevelt 2016 quarter, we first need to explore the man behind the coin. Theodore Roosevelt served as the 26th President of the United States from 1901 to 1909. He was one of the most dynamic and multifaceted figures in American history, a true Renaissance man. His contributions to the country ranged from progressive reforms to international diplomacy, and he was also a lover of nature, a hunter, a historian, and an adventurer. Roosevelt's presidency is often remembered for his vigorous and energetic approach to leadership. He believed in making bold, decisive moves, and he never shied away from a challenge. One of Roosevelt's most enduring legacies was his commitment to conservation. He recognized the importance of preserving the natural beauty of the United States for future generations, and during his time in office, he worked to establish national parks, forests, and monuments. He signed into law the Antiquities Act of 1906, which gave the president the authority to protect federal lands as national monuments. This was a monumental step in the creation of the U.S. National Park System, a program that today preserves some of the most stunning landscapes in the world. Roosevelt's love of nature and his commitment to conservation are at the heart of the design of the Theodore Roosevelt Quarter, minted in 2016. The coin was released as part of the United States Mint's America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series of quarters that celebrates national parks, historic sites, and landmarks across the country. In Roosevelt's case, the design pays tribute to his pivotal role in the creation of the Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota. This park, which was established in 1947, is named in his honor and stands as a testament to his love of the land and his efforts to preserve America's natural treasures. The design of the Theodore Roosevelt Quarter features an iconic scene from the Theodore Roosevelt National Park, capturing the rugged beauty of the Badlands, which Roosevelt was so fond of. The reverse side of the quarter shows a bison, which is not only a symbol of the park but also an emblem of Roosevelt's legacy in conservation. The bison is a powerful image, symbolizing the untamed wilderness of the American West, a wilderness that Roosevelt fought to protect. The design of the coin also includes Roosevelt's likeness, appearing in profile, alongside the words, Theodore Roosevelt National Park. These elements all come together to create a stunning tribute to Roosevelt's life and work. The front of the quarter features the familiar portrait of George Washington, which has been used on U.S. quarters since 1932. But it's the back of the coin, the reverse, that truly tells the story of Theodore Roosevelt's legacy. The bison stands tall and proud against a sweeping backdrop of the Badlands, embodying Roosevelt's vision for the future of America's natural landscapes. The coin captures a moment frozen in time, representing a piece of American history that continues to resonate today. As with all coins in the America the Beautiful Quarters program, the Theodore Roosevelt Quarter was produced in large quantities, but its significance extends far beyond its metal composition. It was minted at several locations, including the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint, and released into circulation in 2016. Yet, like many commemorative coins, this quarter has become a collector's item over time. The United States Mint's America the Beautiful Quarters program has always been popular among collectors due to its unique designs and the limited edition nature of the series. Each coin in the program is struck in limited quantities, with only a certain number of quarters being produced for each national park or historic site. The Theodore Roosevelt Quarter, being part of this program, immediately became an object of interest for numismatists and history enthusiasts alike. But what makes this particular coin especially fascinating is the way it connects to Roosevelt's legacy of conservation over time. As the Theodore Roosevelt Quarter began to circulate, collectors began to realize that this coin had more than just sentimental value, it had potential value in the numismatic market. Coins that celebrate historical figures and events often increase in value as time passes, especially when they are part of a series like the America the Beautiful Quarters. The quarter's design, coupled with Roosevelt's status as one of the most iconic presidents in American history, has made it a sought-after piece among collectors. But there's something else about this coin that adds to its appeal: the condition. Coins that are in mint or near mint condition tend to command higher prices, and the Theodore Roosevelt Quarter is no exception. As with any collectible, the rarity and condition of the coin play a significant role in determining its value. Some quarters have been found with small imperfections, such as errors in minting or slight variations in design. These coins, known as error coins, are particularly prized by collectors, as they are unique and rare. However, even coins without noticeable imperfections have seen a rise in value due to the growing demand for items that celebrate America's rich history. For many years, the Theodore Roosevelt Quarter circulated as part of everyday life, changing hands countless times in daily transactions. However, as time passed, the rarity of certain coins became more apparent. The Theodore Roosevelt Quarter is one of those coins that has seen a rise in value as more and more collectors seek to add it to their collections. With its striking design, historical significance, and limited availability, this coin has become one of the most sought-after quarters in the America the Beautiful series. Now, let's talk about the current value of the Theodore Roosevelt USA 2016 quarter. While most circulating quarters are worth just 25 cents, certain versions of the Theodore Roosevelt Quarter, especially those in pristine condition, have been known to fetch incredible sums at auction. Depending on the coin's condition, its value can range from a few dollars to several thousand. But what's truly remarkable is that certain specimens of the Theodore Roosevelt Quarter have sold for as much as $98,000. Yes, that's right, $98,000. A coin that started out as part of a series of commemorative quarters, created to celebrate national parks and landmarks, has become an incredibly valuable collector's item. This staggering price reflects not just the rarity and condition of the coin, but the historical significance it holds. The Theodore Roosevelt Quarter represents a piece of America's past, a moment in time when the country's natural landscapes were being preserved for future generations. The value of this coin is a testament to the enduring legacy of Theodore Roosevelt and the lasting impact he had on the country. For collectors, this coin is more than just a piece of currency, it's a treasure, a symbol of Roosevelt's vision and dedication to conservation. It serves as a reminder of the progress the United States made during his presidency and of the enduring importance of protecting the natural beauty of the country. If you happen to own one of these quarters, you might want to take a closer look, as it could be worth a small fortune, especially if it's in excellent condition. As the years go by, the value of the Theodore Roosevelt 2016 quarter may continue to rise. The combination of its historical importance, its stunning design, and its limited availability makes it a highly desirable coin for collectors. And as more people discover the appeal of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, the Theodore Roosevelt Quarter will undoubtedly remain a prized possession for those who seek to own a piece of American history. So, whether you're an experienced coin collector or just someone interested in American history, the Theodore Roosevelt Quarter is a coin worth keeping an eye on. It represents a pivotal moment in the country's past, and its value is only set to increase as time goes on. If you happen to find one in your pocket change or have one tucked away in your collection, don't overlook it. It could be worth much more than you ever imagined.